Johnny Russell, John Bright Johnny Russell, was born and raised in Moorhead and went on to become a star of the Grand Ole Opry and a popular country recording artist. Such hits as Catfish John and Redneck's White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. He is best remembered as the author of Act Naturally, one of the greatest country pop crossover songs, a hit for both Buck Owens and the Beatles that sold over 20 million copies. Goes to show you, no matter how small of a town you're from, you can go ahead and hit it big as long as you have aspirations. Let's go. Good afternoon, good people. This is P9 coming at you with another video, and I am here in the city of Moorhead, Mississippi. Moorhead is located in Sunflower County, and as of 2022, the population is less than 2,000. So relatively small town right here in Mississippi in the Delta. I stopped here in Moorhead to showcase the town, and right here where I'm at right now, where these string lights are, is basically on a railroad track, or by a railroad track rather. And you have, this is where the Southern crosses the Yellow Dog. Now, at the start of the 20th century, the rail crossing once located nearby was an important land transportation point. The junction of the Southern Railroad and Yazoo Delta Railroad, the Yellow Dog, was established in 1897. For decades, it was the Central Delta's major rail link, making Moorhead one of the region's most active passenger and freight connections. The crossing gained national fame in 1914 with W.C. Handy's seminal blues song, The Yellow Dog Rag. So yes, you can see right over here, there's railroad crossing. And this also looks like a yellow bicycle that's hooked up to this tree right here. It has a little basket in the front with some flowers, so that's pretty dope. Again, I always like a good area where you could chill. So this really has a pattern of a railroad track. This isn't necessarily right here on the railroad, as you can see. So basically, you know, you have some places where you can sit down, you have a couple of seats, and you have the string lights right out here as well. So pretty nice setup for the small town. So aside from the Mississippi Delta being a place where blues music was recorded, there was a lot of country music recorded on the music trail as well. And here you have legendary Johnny Russell, who was born right here in Moorhead, who hails from the city. And this is Johnny Russell back in the day. He was a big time country music musician. He performed in the Grand Ole Opry, which is famous in Nashville. So this is just him right here. He made hits that were covered by the Beatles. He was also a good songwriter. So this is him right here throughout his lifetime. This is part of the Mississippi Country Music Trail. So again, a lot of famous country music musicians and blues musicians hailed from the Mississippi Delta. You see right there, you have the water tower from Moorhead. So I'm at right over here off on Washington Avenue. So this is like a little walking trail over here. This looks like this may have been the Union Depot right here in its heyday. But here's a marker, and again we have where the Southern crossed the dog, and this talks about W.C. Handy. I covered him extensively in my Florence and Clarksdale videos. But W.C. Handy, the father of the blues, immortalized the crossing of the Southern Railway and the Yazoo Delta, aka the Yellow Dog Railroad, at Moorhead in his 1914 song Yellow Dog Rag. Better known under its later title, Yellow Dog Blues, Handy wrote that first heard the line, "Going where the Southern crossed the dog," sung by a guitarist at the Tutwiler train station. Moorhead became a hub not only of rail transportation, but of blues activity in local juke joints. So yeah, this is the walking trail right here. And as you can see, it sits right across from an abandoned building. A couple of abandoned buildings, actually. And check this out. Are these supposed to be some drums or something? Looks like there's some drums. But they sit right here on this walking trail. So this is pretty cool, you know. Here's another historical marker. This one just goes more into detail about Moorhead being a thriving frontier town in the late 1890s, built upon the local lumber trade and an important stop on the Southern Railway in Mississippi. So yeah, so you know, these train tracks were used to transport logs and lumber. Being that, you know, this is Mississippi, it was a huge part of that industry. You know, so you had that particular industry that was booming, but you also had the blues music, juke joint, stuff like that. Willie Foster, Frank Frost, T. Model Ford, Otis Taylor, and other blues acts appeared, and they performed at these juke joints within the area. And this is the depot right here of the Southern Railway. This was taken in 1914. This is W.C. Handy's Yellow Dog Blues composition. It was a response to the popular 1913 vaudeville hit, I Wonder Where My Easy Rider's Gone. And here's a picture or image of where the Southern crossed the Yellow Dog in 1965. And this was by Carol Clore. It's a railroad crossing, as I pointed out earlier, and it has appeared as iconic imagery of Delta in many works, including Memphian Carol Chore's 1965 painting Where the Southern Crossed the Yellow Dog. Okay. So again, lots of history in this town as it pertains to blues music and railroad transportation. Check this out. You got these bottles right here. This is actually the visitor center for Moorhead, where the Southern crosses the Yellow Dog. So this is a visitor center, but it looks like it was at one point the Union Depot. And these were like some old railroad tracks that were converted into a sidewalk, basically. But I like this sculpture right here with all these different beer bottles. This is really unique and really dope. And check this out. Look at this nice mural right here, this nice painting. And look, they say, it says right here, Moorhead ain't dead. So I guess they're showing that you know, this town might be small, but it's still alive, especially in the arts. You see this right here. Not sure what this is. I think this looks like it was used in the back of a carriage back in the day, like one of them horse carriages with those big wheels. But yeah, this is a painting of Moorhead. There goes the railroad track, symbolizing its role in rail transportation. And this was created to inspire the town and to those who came before us, and it was dedicated by Ebony Gibbs, Weber and family of the Jeremy Adams Studio. Okay, shouts out to them. And we're gonna see some more abandoned buildings. Maybe a couple of these establishments are still open. La Package Liquor Store. Yeah. Yo. I'm gonna be over there. I'm coming right over. Yeah. It's a nice painting right here, the railroads. J&J Package Store. So of course you gotta have your little liquor here and there, I guess. For those who drink, of course. You know, they're a functional establishment. All right, good people, I'm standing right in front of Achilles C Furniture right here in Moorhead, Mississippi, and I have the proprietor of this shop. His name is Jonathan. And Jonathan, if you will, could you please, well, first and foremost, were you born and raised in Moreland, and if so, how was your experience growing up in the town?
Yes, I was born here in Moorhead. Man, growing up in this town, it was a good town to grow up in, and man, I wouldn't trade it for another place. But yeah, regular normal upbringing, you know. As a kid, you know, went to school, I played, you know. Yeah, everything was pretty normal here in Moorhead.
Okay, that's really good to hear. So really has a nice quiet vibe to it, which I really appreciate. And also, what got you started in the furniture business? Is there anything in particular?
Well, I'm here for service, so I looked around and I knew I seen that it wasn't nowhere that we had to go here in Moorhead, you know, to get furniture. So I said, well, let me probably put some furniture here in my hometown, and so that's what we did, and that's what we're doing. We've been doing it for 2 years now.
Oh man, that's a blessing right there, brother. Man, definitely, and I like the fact that small cities like this, like, you know, what you did is very valuable, because it keeps people from, like you said, it serves the immediate community. It keeps people from having to travel to another whole nother town, maybe some 15, 20, 30 miles away or whatnot. So yeah, it's much appreciated. I really respect what you're doing for the you know, the city that you were born and raised in.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much you know, to try to build our tax bracket, to build our tax base here in Moorhead. We don't have many businesses, but the business we do have, you know, we support them, and so yeah. And the furniture business, this what me and my family, this what we involved in, and that's what we into. I'll take you in and let you just see a little bit about it.
All right.
That's Derek.
How doing, brother? All right.
Yeah, so we just got things, you know, we got try to keep a little variety for everybody, the young, the older, yeah, for people want to catch a vibe. These are real popular beds, these TV beds.
Yeah, those are nice right there, for real.
Yeah, got this style right here. This is all by Ashley. Got a few little things. It's a small business. It's a growing business, but yeah, dinette sets.
Okay.
Yeah, so
some really nice pieces, for real. Got, you know, like the artwork up there. That's that's really dope, man.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's just a small business here in Moorhead, man. Just try to keep the town going, and
hey, and that's one of the best things you could do, because like I said earlier, like off camera, this I see so much potential in the Delta as far as building an economic base, and it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of good people out here, you know.
Right.
So yeah, this is real big. And is there like any social media?
Yes, we could be reached at Achilles C Furniture Moorhead on Facebook.
Okay.
Yes, we could be reached there at Achilles C Furniture
All
on
right.
Facebook. So look us up.
Same as well as AC Blow TV. Okay, I told y'all that once.
Oh yeah, AC Blow TV. Yeah, I remember. yeah, most definitely. This is one more thing I wanted to ask. Like, where do you see Moorhead, specifically Moorhead, or just the Delta in general? Where do you see this region, like, from an economical standpoint, anywhere between 10 to 15 years from now?
I see this region, this area. I can see it's growing. I can see it flourishing. On the whole, like this, our downtown set up here in Moorhead. We got Barbershop on the end. Got an eatery. Got a car lot down there. It's still kind of early, so the town's just now coming alive. You know what I'm saying? But that's been to be a convenience store right there. I can see all of these buildings. I can really in the next 2-3 years I can see a lot of foot traffic right here. Downtown Moorhead, you know what I'm saying? So to answer that question, I can see, man, this town and a bunch of other towns, I can see them growing.
Absolutely.
Swiftly, rapidly.
I definitely agree. It's so much. It's just so much potential in this area, and like you said, and that's a really good vision to have too. You know, visual. Like they say, once you visualize something, a lot of times, you know, visualizing is very important in manifestation. So, you know, definitely, you know.
And you know, I don't consider myself a visionary, but I can't equate that. Like I can see that in my mind, and I can actually see it in reality for here in Moorhead.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope, man, brother. But brother Jonathan, I really appreciate you for taking the time out, showing me the store, and actually taking your time out to, you know, do this interview and chop it up with me this morning.
Man, we glad you came by, man, and come back again, man.
Oh, definitely, bro. I really appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So, remember we was talking about off camera about how. Now, what was your upbringing like in Moreland, first and foremost?
Man, upbringing, man, we grew up coming up from the little schools around. The school down here, the middle school down here. You really can't see it right now because back off in there.
Oh, okay.
That's the way we just come up through here and walking to school and going on. And right now, I'm still right here. That's what I wait on every day. Like that's the best part of my day when the kids getting out of school. They asking about their homework and asking about how school was today. That's the best part of the day to me now. You know what I'm saying? My best part of the day is, you know, interacting with the kids, talking to the kids, seeing what they on, trying to keep them out of trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's major. That's major because that's exactly what the kids need.
Yeah,
They need, they need the, they need the OGs to, keep to check on them, make sure they're doing good, make sure they're being productive, and even in school or just in life in general, making sure they're on the right track. So
you got a lot of them still be saying they want to be police and everything today.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I want them. We need more police in the world. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree. I definitely agree because
we need more police and more kids to say they want to be police. You know what I'm saying? Like in general, like with the badge and not just police, but with the badge. And,
right.
Making sure the town is being ran correctly and safely. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, trying to keep the kids out of trouble instead of them walking around with guns and doing all this crazy stuff and shooting and messing their life up. I tell them go to the army.
Yeah.
They pay you to shoot.
That's true. You have a good point on with that.
You want to shoot? Go to the army, man. They pay you to shoot. See your kids through college, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like
at least get something out of it. Get something out of it.
Shoot at somebody, man. Fight for your country. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even stand. You look at this little town right here. You can't even see bullets just flying up through here like that.
Oh yeah.
They have the days where they have bullets flying, but we as a whole, as the OGs of the town, we try to keep everything down. We try to keep everything.
Hey, that's major because that's what the community needs, especially men. Keeping them.
A lot of them in jail too, man. So there's a lot of them in jail, so they're leaving kids unattended. You know what I'm saying? So when they grow up and seeing the next person do this, that's all they gonna do.
Yeah.
Some of that type of thing. So
that lack of guidance is something. It's major. You gotta have. Yeah.
You got to have guidance. Yeah, man. A lot of them, I talked to them yesterday. Like I told you, one of them, I told him he's walking with a big old gun on him.
Oh yeah.
I called him across the street. I said, look at him. If ain't nobody never told you that, he's a fat guy. I said, you gonna need $800 to $900 worth of commissary every week. That's the only thing I told him. I said, you shoot that gun, you gonna need $800 to $900 commissary every week.
Yeah, and that's the reality of it.
He come through the next day. Shyster, I ain't got that gun on me. I said, that's the point I was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? You altered his mindset.
Yeah,
he know his mama done make out $900 to feed him.
Absolutely.
You stay out on the street, you keep your weight, you keep your food, you keep your hamburger right here.
Yeah.
You get in jail, you gonna have to pay for it.
Oh yeah.
And hope don't nobody take it. Down here talking.
Yeah. All right.
He know more about the town than I do. Like I said, he one of the ones that keep the kids in line. He's one of the ones. He's a big, big inspiration on the community right here.
Okay.
Yeah, why he one of the most famous barbers around.
Hey, it's always good to have those in the community.
Yeah.
Those people, for sure.
Yeah. This side of town right here.
Oh yeah.
Over there.
Okay. Gas station.
They have a skylight.
We're here with D-Tight.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Yeah, and we're just gonna answer a couple of questions. One of them being, now, what was your upbringing like here in Moorhead?
And my upbringing was great, man. You know, we had a lot of fun around here. A lot of fun. It's great. I mean, Moorhead, great city, bro. Real great city, you know. Laid back, you know. People person, people, you know, friendly, whatever. You know what I mean? It was great right here.
And that's awesome, man. And I definitely caught the vibes when I came in, because I remember as soon as I pulled up, I got the love like immediately. You know what I'm saying? I know that in some places you don't really get that type of reception, but it was really cool. You know, but yeah, like how long have you been barbering, and what got you into barbering?
I've been barbering about 36 years, bro. You know, that's been childhood. You know, start off childhood, picking up the clothes, that started cutting, went to barber school. You know, went professional. I've been barbering about 36 years. Professionally, about 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's really good to hear. And you know, stuff like that, I wanted to piggyback on that by saying that stuff like that is very important, because it provides a service to the community, especially, you know, city that small as Moorhead is. You know, it's always good to have that, so that people don't have to travel far for these particular services. I said that about the furniture store down there. You know?
Service. All small town need business, bro. That's the only way, you know, your town can flourish, you know, with business. You know
Absolutely.
We need more small, you know, not actually just small business. We need more business, period, to bring ingenuity in your town. And that's how your town survive, you know, with income, you know, provide, you know, service to your folks here in a small town.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree, because I'm glad you mentioned that, because the Mississippi Delta region, it's a region that's rich in history, rich in culture, rich with as far as the soil, fertile soil out here. And I see so much potential in this area to be like a thriving area. You know, it's a certain spirit that you get from the people and everything like that. You know, so, you know, it's like good people like yourself who provide service to the community is what's going to make this place flourish, like, you know, beyond belief.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We need more youngsters to come up and start doing things like they're doing, man. We need more jobs here. Like I said, more businesses and stuff like that. Not just barbers. We need, you know, some food shortage right here. You know, we need grocery stores and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But overall, you know, our town, you know, it's doing pretty good. It can be better. You know what I mean? We have great mayor, great city alternate, stuff like this. Some things need to be changed. But you know, the police force, everything. I mean, things need to be, you know, a little bit more up and up. But we're doing great right here, bro. We're doing real good right here, man. You know, it can be a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
You know, for the future, you know, I would love to see, you know what I'm saying, the education system, the political system, like I said, get a little bit better, you know what I mean? But overall, you know, it's a great place to live, great place to, you know what I'm saying, raise your kids. You know, we do have a little crime here, but it ain't bad as like most cities and stuff like that. So, overall, you know, come on, man. You know, out that narrative, how about Mississippi or Moorhead, the worst city in the Delta? Nah, man, we're one of the best. One of the best. Believe that.
And that's the whole purpose of me doing these vlogs and stuff, is to you know, like debunk any type of negative images or like narrative that's been put on the area. And you know, it's always good to have that way my audience can see, like, you know, like this is Moorhead, this is the real Moorhead.
Yeah.
For sure.
Believe half of what you hear, man. None of what you hear is just, you know, you came here to see it for yourself, man. Some great people around here, great families. I mean, the community, you know what I'm saying, is beautiful, man. Like I said, we just gotta you know, get back to that to the unification right here. You know,
Absolutely.
unify, get together, man, and help raise these kids, man, and keep them off the street. You know what I'm saying? A lot of violence, well, some of the violence that's going on right here, you just need to just sit them down, you know, talk to them, educate them about it, this and that, man. You'll see this stuff, you know, disappear, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
one of the biggest problems. We're not educating our kids about, you know, a lot of the violence, a lot of the stuff that's going on right here. But overall, though, you know, small towns right here, we don't have that much violence, man.
Yeah, and that's definitely a great thing to see. You know, the small city vibe. You know, people knowing each other. You know, a lot of people here, I'm pretty sure, grew up together. You know, it's always good to see that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, man. But D Nice, I really do appreciate you for taking. D Tight. I'm sorry about that.
We messing up a name, man.
Yeah, D Tight.
You caught me off guard too, man. You know what I'm saying? So whoever watching this video, man, he caught me off guard. Man. Just get in here, this and that, but. I wish, you know what I'm saying, that he had more questions. I can sit down and talk to him and just let him know exactly, you know, how it is right here. But, you know, for the world, man, Mississippi itself is a great place. Moorhead, most definitely, is one of the greatest little towns it is, man, you know. So don't believe all the hype that we're one of the worst and all that. But shout out to my man, you know what I'm saying, that's holding the camera, bro. Shout out to my man. Appreciate him coming in with good vibes, good love. It's all love.
Hey, thanks a lot, D Tight. I really appreciate that, brother. All right, now you take it easy now, brother. All right. Yeah, this is D Tight's Barbershop right here. Y'all come check them out if you ever in the Delta region. If you need a cut, shape up, whatever it may be, y'all come check them out. D Tight's Barber Stylish Shop. They have right here in Moorhead, Mississippi Delta Community College. So even in the small community, they do have a community college, as you can see. Dining hall. They also have a stadium right here. They even have a football team right here, Mississippi Delta Community College football team. That's interesting. I would have never known. Shout out to Jonathan for telling me about this. I think I missed this. I would have never known about this community college, but I'm glad he told me about it. It's even good to have something like this right here in town, you know. That's the really what I like about community colleges. Community colleges don't get nowhere near as much press as like major institutions, four-year universities, but these community colleges are really staples to the community, in my opinion. They're really stable to the community because it's an affordable education for a lot of students, you know, and you can complete your program of study for less in a less amount of time. So that's really the cool thing about community colleges. And they have one right here in the Mississippi Delta city of Moorhead. Right here is a memorial of the individuals who were on a military plane that crashed in a soybean field not far outside of Moorhead. It was technically in Moorhead, but it was a little bit outside of town. It was in LaFleur County. So it was a military plane with a bunch of with some explosives on it, and it went up in flames, and 16 individuals lost their lives, unfortunately, in this incident. So this is just in honor of those. I think there were Marines on that. Those were Marines on that plane that crashed. But yeah, this is a site that is a memorial. Here goes the flag that flies right here. And this happened on July 10th, 2017. And this is the field. It looks like a painting of the field where it took place. So this is in honor of those soldiers. Goes in God We Trust. It's a really nice memorial. Really nice memorial right here. And I see the name Shade right here, so I'm thinking that's the name of the individual who painted this particular mural. So shout out to Shade. And in memory of many, in honor of all. And on that note, I'm gonna conclude the vlog right here in Moorhead, Mississippi. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in. Thanks for everyone who participated in the making of this video. Shout out to Bushmaster. I'm gonna put a link in the channel. Shout out to him for doing the interview. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And until the next time, people, see you on the next video. Peace.